Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Dave, Head of Customer Success at CX Experts. And today I'm going to be taking you through the time tracking app on Zendesk, a very useful tool to see what people are doing, how long it's taking them for performance management and making some data driven decisions. So, to start with, the time tracking app is available for free as a Zendesk app on the marketplace. You can just search for time, and you'll see it over there, and you can install it on your instance. Once you do, though, very importantly, it will automatically create two ticket fields: time spent, last update, and total time spent. These two ticket fields need to be added onto every single form you have in order for the app to work. If you don't do that, you'll get an error telling you exactly how to fix it and what to do. And this is where the data is stored that the time tracking app is capturing. So if we go into our Zendesk, you'll see the time tracker app showing on the top right here for me at the moment. You can see that there's a timer that is continuously changing per second. This timer will stop if we navigate off a ticket or into another window in our browser. And this time is logged on a ticket on every submission. Important to note, though, you do have a bit of control as an admin as to what you show your agents. I've opted to give my agents the ability to pause, reset, and play the timer. You can hide this. When I submit the time or submit the ticket, it's asking me to put in time. This is because we use billable hours, for example, but you can also have this not show up and automatically capture the time. So I'll just capture 5 minutes here just to give us an insight. And then what you'll see as soon as I do that, the time logs here will update, and you can see that I contributed 5 minutes towards the ticket's total time of 16 minutes and 37 seconds and counting. The cool thing is that at this point, those two fields that we added earlier to our forms will be updated. And then you can use this time in any of your reports and metrics to pull if you want to see how much time an agent spent on Zendesk in a specific time period or how much time was spent on a specific query type. Very important to note that this is not a native metric that we're going to pull. It's time actually spent looking at a ticket. So if we navigate off it, as I mentioned, it will stop. So let's have a look in Explore now. I'm going to create a new report with some useful ideas on how we can use this newfound time tracker information that we have. So I'll go to support, make sure we go to our updates history, and we'll start the report. Okay, so I want to call a report. I want to see what happened yesterday. What happened yesterday, and obviously being watched makes me type bad. We will need to first and foremost add a standard calculated metric. So I will call this update handling time in minutes. And I'll just update that like this so I don't replicate it. I'll paste the custom metric. If you're interested in this metric, let me know. You can contact us at info@cxexperts.co.za or find me on LinkedIn, Dave Hobbs. So we're going to add this metric, and now we can use this metric. So we're going to start by looking for, or let's put our updates in, for example. So we want to know yesterday how many updates were made. We want to know how many public comments, internal comments, and a comments total. We want to know how many tickets were solved and how many unique tickets were updated by a specific agent. It's going to pull in totals to start with. That looks a bit ridiculous. Let's change it to a table. And then in our rows, let's add the update name. Right over there. Now we're going to see every single updater that we have on our account. So what we want to do is we just want to change the updater role to admin or agent, so that we're only looking at what our admins and what our agents did yesterday. I'll also add in an update date, update date, and I'll put in a filter just so we can look at yesterday's information. So edit date ranges, simple, yesterday. There you go. So this is a combination of everything that happened yesterday. So for example, yesterday you can see I made 124 updates, 16 public comments, 63 internal comments, 79 comments in total, solved 4 tickets, and updated 52 unique tickets over the course of the day. So we can make this look nice, we can make this look pretty, but we're really interested in how much time was spent by each agent yesterday on Zendesk using our new custom metric that we created. So let's go see if we can find that. Here's my updater handling time metric, the sum, and this is going to be in minutes. So, for example, I spent 291 minutes on tickets yesterday. Small sidebar here. There are 540 minutes in a typical shift for an agent. That's 9 hours. If we remove 60 of those for lunch, we get 480. And if we take 80% of that, 384 minutes is what I normally set a target. If someone is not on Zendesk for 384 minutes updating tickets throughout the day, and that's their main job or their main role, I see that as them not having worked enough. But you can see that how you will. Yesterday, I spent 291 minutes. Naughty, naughty. Lane, for example, had a good day. She spent just over 6.5 hours on Zendesk. And Sheila, you can see, spent 409 minutes. I don't think she took a big break yesterday at all. So this is good to know how much time was spent on Zendesk yesterday. Yeah. But now we can use this metric to go even further. So if, for example, I want to know how long it took me or how long it took each agent to make an update on average, we can track that using a metric that we can track over time. So I will create a new standard calculated metric, and I'll take my update handling time, the custom field that I have created, update handling time in minutes, and I want to divide it by the amount of updates someone made. So I'll look at, let's go count agent updates. Cool. And I'll say time per update, or TPU, as we call it. Cool. So then I will put in our TPU. And what we will see now is we'll get a nice little small number there. But we will go and change this a little bit, because we really want this to be to have some decimal places. And I'll put in a suffix there on minutes. Great. So on average yesterday, it took me 1.18 minutes to make an update. It took Lane 5.78 minutes, and it took Sheila 102 minutes per update. So we're obviously a software company. So Sheila was logging some time for 2 projects yesterday. But in my case and Lane's case, we would be looking at tickets. So you really want to be able to see how long it's taking your agent to make an update on average using this ratio, which again, we can track over days, weeks, months, quarters, and years to see if it's improving or not improving. So this is time per update. And if we want to look at tickets solved, so for example, yesterday, standard calculator, I'll say TPS for time per solved. And I'll go again and take my update handling time in minutes, and I'll divide it by tickets solved. So tickets solved, count of tickets solved, and then it's giving me a bit of an error here. That's fine. So what I assume that is because I have an extra bracket here. Don't know why I have an extra bracket. Oh, my bracket is in the wrong place. Not 100% sure why this is happening, but that's okay. We can just go put brackets and everything just to make sure that it is working nicely. That's weird. It's okay. We'll try again. TPS. We'll go update handling time in minutes. Yep, divided by solved. Divided by count of tickets solved. Cool. And you can see it's come right now. And now we can put in our TPS. Cool. So now these 2 metrics, I mean, they may give me some insight into how long it took for me to solve a ticket on average, but it's not an agent's fault if they don't have tickets they can solve. So I think by far the most important metric we can pull here is our TPC, our time per comment in total. I see a comment, whether it's internal or public, as a meaningful metric to measure. So again, I'll just take my update handling time. I need to put it in this way. Sorry. Update handling time in minutes, and I'll divide it by the total amount of comments. So we can go count agent comments. It should give us time per comment, or TPC. I'll save that, and then I'll add that in as well over here, TPC. This is all measured in minutes, so I can give it the suffix and make the table look Very, very nice. Now I can see time per comment, time per solve, and time per comment over time. These for me as ratios are good for things like KPIs, for monitoring agent and department performance as well. If you're looking at efficiency, ratios are your only good metric to use. You don't have control over how much work comes in. You don't have control over typically how much solvable work comes in either. So looking at these metrics over time is really, really useful. So we can save this and then have it automatically export. This is just for yesterday. You can put it for any time period you want. Put it on a dashboard with a time updated filter, so you can look at any given time or point. Great table to have. If, however, we would like to measure these things over time, we can do a new report. So I'll do a new report and I'll show you how to pull time per comment, for example. So we've already created the metrics, so we don't have to update them again. We now just want to look at how my account is performing in terms of TPC, time per comment. So if I just select time per comment in total, on average it is 2. But I want to put this on a graph, and I want to see dates. Oopsie. Date created. And I'll put it as a pie chart. As a bar graph. Let's do bar graph. Cool, there you go. And then I can see different trends. I can see how these things were working. If we do want to go and look at just the last week, we can do that on a dash, but I'll just do it here to show us last week. There we go. So I don't know what happened on the 9th, but it took us significantly longer to leave comments on the 9th of September than it did on the other days. And as a top tip from my side is, don't forget, if you're using multiple entry points, to make them 45-degree and angled. And again, we can put this for under month as well. So if we're looking at month, we can go ticket created month, and then you'll see the ratios for the various months. If you do want to, I suppose you can put a signee here as well in the rows, and that way you'll get a nice insight into what someone's times were for a specific month. Don't forget when you're putting a month as well, just to put in the year as well. Otherwise, you'll get all the Januaries and all the Februaries and all the Marches and so on and so forth. So that is a brief insight into the Time Tracker app. Please do install it. It's absolutely free. And these reports, if you have custom reporting available, so if you're on professional or higher, are available for you to create. But if you do need any help, or you'd like a health check, or you'd like me to talk you through this or offer any more insight into Zendesk, please reach out. You can find me on LinkedIn, Dave Hobbs, or you can reach out to CX Experts at info@cxexperts.co.za. Thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you on my next video.